Hello and welcome to Cable Plus Property, your number one online educative platform on all issues related to land and landed properties. At Cable Plus Property, our aim is to ensure that all Nigerians and non-Nigerians have at the tip of your finger every information related to land and landed properties. We provide you with all that you need to know about land acquisition, land procurement, building construction, documentation, and obtaining your planning permit. In this episode, I'm joined with a professional town planner and the managing partner of Ayọ, Adejumo and Co., also the chairman of the Nigerian Institute of Town Planners, Lagos State chapter, no other than town planner Ayodele Akintayo Adejumo. Come with me. So let's talk about your profession as a town planner. How do you assist a developer that probably has issues with a planning agency or is dissatisfied with the planning?
Yes, most times when we have events, we have our special events as a professional body that we do. Every year, we do a general meeting, and we also do workshops or training. So during this time, we always line up a lot of activities. So one of the activities that we always line up is to provide free services to members of the public. So that's one of the things that we do to benefit the public. We invite them to come, we give free service within town planning. But sometimes when we talk to them, we discover that their challenge or their problem is beyond town planning. So if it is beyond town planning and other professionals may have to come in, they may have to pay. And the service that we are giving that is free, maybe within the period of that event that we are doing.
Okay, so what are these services? And
these services
how long
may be
is the period?
Education. No, it can be a week program. So one of the programs that will be lined up during the week is a free advocacy service. So members of the public, they come, we talk to them, they tell us their problem, we educate them on appropriate office to go, appropriate document they need to obtain, another document, title document that they need to do. Then we also refer them to appropriate professionals that may also help them when the service or the services are beyond town planners. So we do that. We also go about to educate. Sometimes we do road work. We sensitize members of the public. We distribute flyers. And we also use opportunities like this to come on here, TV, radio, to educate people on how they can go about solving their problems and to educate them. Most important thing is to educate them so that when they have that education and that sensitization, they may not run into those problems. And we also advise them that Lagos State government has put in place the Town Planning Appeals Tribunal. Fortunately, one of my members, a reputed town planner, is the chairman of that committee. The tribunal also has some other professionals. I know they have lawyers, they have architects on that tribunal.
So how do you help them to table their matter before for members of the public who are probably not literate enough, to communicate with this appeals committee? How do you help them to bring the matter before them?
When they come, and we discover that maybe they don't understand English, we come down to their level.
Okay.
I can speak Yoruba very well. We have Igbo among our members. We have Hausas among our members. And so even if they are not original Igbo or Hausas, we have some of our members that speak these languages. And so we refer them to them. Because when some of them also come, maybe somebody comes to me now and I don't understand Hausa, I can't speak Hausa, and the only language that he speaks or that he understands is Hausa, we invite a member that understands or speaks that language to come in and interface or interact with him, and we get their problems solved for them if it's within what we can do. Like I said, most times we give advice, suggestions, and we have seen cases and situations whereby what we do has helped them to get out of that problem.
That's good to know. Now, if you look around you, especially in Lagos State, we have a lot of private estate developers, advertising lands for sale and all of that. So, what are the documents, a buyer, a prospective buyer should request for from such developers?
Owners of the estate?
Yes.
The town planning regulations in Lagos State requires every developer to obtain a development permit from the government. Whatever you are doing, an estate, a building, or a structure, you need to obtain, because the regulation states that every development in, on, under the land, you must obtain a permit from the appropriate authority put in place by the government. And so government regulates the use of the land. So a person, especially in Lagos, that wants to acquire a residential unit within a private estate must ask the developer for evidence of permit to develop that estate, which he must have obtained from the government for the estate. The process to obtain that one is done at the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development, that's at the Alausa Secretariat. After obtaining development permit for the development of that estate.
You're particular about that estate. Does it mean that a developer cannot use the same permit he has on an estate for probably another estate he or she is developing?
Can you use an admission letter given to you by Unilag to enter Obafemi University? It's not possible. It is specifically for that subject, estate or development or building. And so after obtaining that development permit for the estate, then the developer also needs to obtain the development permit for the buildings. And so that's why I'm saying there are two levels of approval for an estate to come up and operate. One, it needs a development permit for the estate, for the layout, for the development plan of that estate. That one is the ministry that gives that. It will apply to the ministry for that development permit. Then it will now go to the local government. That is what we call district offices. So these district offices are in every local government. And there are some that are also in LCDAs. So they have their offices there where you obtain development permit for the buildings. And so when the developer has obtained a development permit for the estate, he will now go to the town planning office in those district offices to obtain development permit for the buildings. So you cannot just say because you have obtained development permit for the estate, then you go to site and start building. No, it's wrong. So you need two levels of approval. One for the layout and second for the building. So somebody that wants to buy a property within that estate must ask for the development permit for the estate and development permit for the buildings. I know an estate along Lake. Recently, Lagos State government published list of private estates that do not have development permits. Yes.
Now, is this
over
available
18
to the public?
Yes. It was published in two major national newspapers. And the estates were listed there. They are existing estates. People are already living there.
Wow. And they do not have...
They do not have a development permit. So one I know along Lekki Expressway has over 300 units, block of flats. The block of flats have over 300 housing units. If government decides to remove it, I don't want to use demolition. If government wants to remove that or those structures, people that have invested by buying flats there, down the drain.
Now, why do developers, private estate developers particularly, do this, knowing how important it is?
It is a system
to have this permit, and the government has the power to say, okay, pull down the construction or something.
It is a systematic failure. It is a systematic failure. in Nigeria and maybe in Lagos especially, everything goes. Nigerians, we like to cut corners and we like to do illegalities. And that's one of the problems, or that's one of the causes of building collapse. People want to cut corners. And in the process of cutting corners, these are the things that we get as products or as results of cutting corners. That's why you and I, we need, through these programs like this, to educate people to do it right. If we do it right, all these things will not come up. But you see developers trying to buy their ways. You see government officials trying to cooperate with them. It's not only in planning, you know, everywhere. If there is going to be a kind of exercise in Lagos, you will discover that maybe over 80% of drivers in Lagos don't have driver's license.
Oh my God.
But once the traffic officers that are in charge of checking all these things, if they stop a driver and the driver does not have it, and it gives them some amount, they will let him go. And that person will have been operating like that for years. So, like I said, it is a systematic failure. We have ideas of initiating laws and regulations, but when it comes to implementation, that is where the problem is. And so that's why we see things like this, estate developers developing without doing the needful. And they don't know that it is in their own interest, because it adds value to that project if you have appropriate title and permit.
So for developers like the one you mentioned earlier that has over 300,000 units, can they still apply for this permit?
That is what government is asking them to come and do,
to
come and regularize. Fine, you have made a mistake, some don't know, some know, they just decide to do the wrong thing. So government was inviting them through that publication. Some of them have been responding. I got to know because they approached me to come and help them to regularize. So that's what made me to know. So the government is inviting them to come and do, and they have been responding to do it.
Let's take a commercial break and we'll be right back.
Cable Plus Property, the hub of professionals in the built environment and the #1 online educative platform on all issues related to land and landed property. At Cable Plus Property, our aim is to ensure that all Nigerians and non-Nigerians have at the tip of your fingers, free of charge, all information on landed matters. We provide you with all information you need to know about land procurement, land documentation and development, planning permit procurement, building construction, and so on. Join us today for free by subscribing to our YouTube channel, like and follow us on our social media platforms, and check us on our website www.cableplusproperty.com. Together, we shall make our environment better. Spend and build right.
Welcome back to the program. It's still the Cable Plus Property Show. So who should the land-owning families, popularly known in Lagos as the Omonile, who should they contact first for the purpose of orderly development?
There are two ways to it.
Okay.
The way I say it, there are two ways to it. Government has provided a window through its agencies and offices for them to approach, to ask, because government has zoned certain areas for certain uses. You know, you cannot just say because you are the owner of the land here, then you want to do hotel. Government might have zoned it for other uses. You cannot just say you want to do an industrial complex because you are the owner. Government might have zoned that place for other uses. So there is a need for you to obtain planning information. So Omonile has the opportunity of approaching at the appropriate government office to inquire the use that their land is zoned for. So that's one way to it. They can also engage a professional that can do it on their behalf and pay for the services. So there are two ways to it. They can approach the government directly, the appropriate government authority directly, to confirm what they can use their land for. You cannot just say because you have land you can use it for anything. No, they need to do it, and those are the two ways they can go about it: approach government authority or consult, engage a professional, a consultant to do it on their behalf.
How can the town planning profession assist in the economic development of our nation?
So many ways.
Okay.
One of the problems that we have in this country that has affected our socio-economic development is because government has shied away from town planning, from urban planning. Yes. People travel to Dubai, Canada, UK, New York, good cities of the world, to recreate, to live, and even to work. If we have good environment in Nigeria, beautiful places where people can live, where they can also do their businesses, where they can also enjoy life, recreate, they will come. But because government has not invested in urban planning and management in Nigeria, people don't want to come to Nigeria to come and live. If these places are good enough, they are serene environment, secured places, people will come to Nigeria, and this will attract foreign investment. These people that will come, they will come and work in Nigeria, they will come and live in Nigeria, and they will come and spend in Nigeria. So if they have not come, how will the economy grow? Let me tell you, there's no nation that does not need external support. There's no nation. So everything that needs to boost the economy also needs foreign attraction. And so once our cities, our settlements are not beautiful enough, are not conducive enough, are not secured enough, are not well conceptualized, people will not want to come. And that's why you see Nigeria that are trying to go out of Nigeria to go and spend their money there. Money that they can spend internally here to contribute to the development of the economy. But they are taking them out.
Well, you wouldn't blame them. They'll say,
I wouldn't blame them. That's why I said that it was because government has not given more attention to urban planning. If government has given more attention to urban planning, and our cities are beautiful, they are serene environment, they are secured, not only Nigerians will stay, even foreigners will come to Nigeria. And when they come to Nigeria, they bring their money. And so this will have been pumped into the economy, no matter how small it may be. These little things that have come will have helped to build the economy.
Okay, finally, as hearing from the horse's mouth, we'd like you to tell the viewer how members of the public can benefit from your association. I mean, you're speaking as the chairman of the
Yes, like I said, Lagos State chapter has done a lot, and we are still doing and will continue to do in order to make the public benefit from our group. I told you earlier that during events that we hold periodically, we always put that session there where we do a free planning advocacy or service for people. People come with their problems, with their challenges. We have helped those that we can help within our professional capacity. We are still doing for them. And what we also do as a professional body is to go on here like this and sensitize people, educate people. We also do road shows, road walk. We distribute flyers, and we also go to schools to educate the children. When they get home, they can tell their parents about the environment, about planning, about land development and space that we are talking about when we started. So these are the things that we do. We also network with other professional bodies because we don't know all. We gain from them, they also gain from us, and we work together. So like as I said earlier on, town planning is not about town planners alone. It also involves the activities and operation and services and efforts and contributions of other professionals, even those that I listed earlier, that I said are in the built environment. Demographers are also involved in town planning and town management, even though they are not in the built environment industry. Economists, even land
Surveyors.
I've listed land surveyors, horticultures.
Okay.
Yeah, they also have what they can do and contribute to town planning. So that's what we do. We network and
So your
we
door
relate.
is open to all.
Very, very open. Very, very open.
Even students who are yet to be professionals.
Yes. We train them, we motivate them, we encourage them, and we try to encourage some of our senior members to be mentors to some of them. And just as I was coming here, I met a very senior town planner who I was trying to commend, because I met some younger, up and coming town planning graduates that wants to become a member, and they were mentioning his name, and I was so happy. So I told him that I met some people and they were mentioning your name as their mentors. So we also do that to guide those that are already in schools and those that have graduated on what they can do. We try to charge them to specialize, because in medicine, just like in medicine, they have area of specialization. Just like also in law, they have area of specialization. So town planning profession is also coming up gradually with that, to ensure that we make our members to specialize in all areas of planning. I told you that housing, transportation, urban development, urban design, advocacy, and a lot of things like that. So those are the things that we are doing at our level as a state chapter and as an institute.
Thank you for your time. So I would like you to say something about the Cable Plus property endeavor, and also give some pieces of advice.
Thank you very much. Let me first do this again. Thank you for providing this platform for Nigerian Institute of Town Planners, particularly Lagos State Chapter, for giving us this opportunity to feature on your program. I have watched some of the past episodes of some professionals that you have brought here, and I'm so glad with what you are doing. So happy that you are giving your own little as you can give, which is big outside, to the built environment in general and to the town planning profession and practice in Lagos State. I want to commend the management for a wonderful job that you are doing, and I pray that Almighty God will continue to sustain the station and project it to the world.
Thank you very much for your time.
It's my pleasure.
It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And that was the program with the chairman of the Lagos State Chapter, Nigerian Institute of Town Planners, Town Planner Ayọ Adejumo. I trust that you enjoyed the conversation, because I did. Well, hit the subscribe button below, like the video, and share with friends, family, and colleagues. You can also head on to our Facebook page at Cable Plus Property. On Instagram, you can also follow us at Cable Plus Property. My name is Oiza, and I'll see you in the next video.